Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone tonight?
I'm great. My mentor is great too. I'm great.
Very good, very good.
Okay, welcome to our 11th Drug Addiction and its Connection to STDs Forum. I'll start off by introducing myself. My name is Virginia, and my pronouns are she, her, queen, and Eva. Milan, introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mulan Montrese Williams. I'm the Outreach Coordinator for Miracle of Love, as well as the Executive Director for Divas in Dialogue. My pronouns are she, her, hers, mother, queen, all of that good stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Paige, introduce yourself, please.
Hey, ladies. My name is Paige Mahogany Parks. I am the Executive Director of Transgender Awareness Project here in Jacksonville, Florida. And my pronouns are her, she, and if it's not, hold on, I always say this, my catchphrase is this: if it's not too much, who will remember, honey? So give it all you got.
Okay. Aja.
Hi, my name is Audrey Gamble, longtime activist and advocate for all LGBTQIA for well over 30 years. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, definitely.
Ashanti.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashanti Coleman, located here in the Tampa Bay area. I'm the Executive Director and co-founder of LIPS Tampa, one of the outreach coordinators for SWAP, Sex Workers Outreach Project, and also Ideal Syringe Exchange. My pronouns are she and her, and of course, beautiful.
I know that's right.
Nobody said it. Come on now.
Yeah. Colleen, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kaleem. I'm here in Jacksonville, Florida. I am an addict in recovery with the clean date of November the 10th, 2016. I advocate for drug and alcohol awareness. I'm not an executive director of anything. I'm just trying to make consecutive good decisions. My pronouns are, damn it, Damon, I am a boy.
Welcome.
Okay. So let's just dive right in. This week, we decided we wanted to do a panel that we asked different questions radically. We wanted the audience to ask questions, as well as we asking different type of questions. So the questions can be on any range, as long as it's not too personal for anyone. Let's just kick it right off. I will ask the first question that was put into the box. And it's coming from Milan Rouge Montrese Williams. And it's a really good question. When and how should you address a friend that you see taking the wrong path with drug usage? I'll ask it one more time. When and how should you address a friend that you see taking the wrong path with drug usage?
Tell the truth.
Okay.
Tell the truth. As you see it, tell the truth. Don't sugarcoat anything. It's your friend. Don't sugarcoat anything. Just tell the truth.
Well, I'd like to answer. From my experience, it's fine to tell the truth, but you have to, when you say it's your friend, when you know it's your friend, you know a lot about your friend. So you know that there's a way that you're gonna have to approach your friend. Because for me, I was very difficult. So they put together an intervention, to sit down with me, and it didn't go well. I think if someone would have sat down with me, maybe one-on-one, privately, it may have went better, but I didn't take the intervention well at all. And I mean, this was in the beginning when I was, when they saw me going down the wrong path. And so I think you just have to know the person inside and out before you sit down with them. And you have to really know how to approach them, because I was offended. I was angry because someone that I really didn't want to know was sitting there, a part of the, intervention. And so I took it completely the wrong way. And I do wish I would have listened. Now, I can say that. I wish I would have listened. However, I took it the wrong way. So when it's your friend and you know your friend, I think that can also help you on the way that you approach the subject with them.
Well, I've had, even right now, I have 2 girlfriends, well, 3. My gay mother, who has been on crack cocaine for years. I have one of my good Judys there in Atlanta, who I watched go from being homeless on the streets, prostituting, to going into a mental health treatment program. And then from there, she got a job, and then she got her own place, and then she became an advocate. Just recently, she lost her job, and she called me at 4:00 in the morning. Of course, the bitch that I am, I'm up that time of morning or what have you, felling around. And I answered the phone. And I had already heard that she was on something, but, I didn't really recognize it. So I'm sitting there holding a conversation about her. And 20 minutes into this conversation, this child emotional level had went up and down, all across the board. She had went from being angry to sad and crying and wanting to fight. And I'm like, girl, what is going on with you? And then she was like, well, I'm pretty sure you already know I do tea. And I'm like, you do tea? So I related back to her. I said, listen, how long we been knowing each other? I met you at when? And she was able to say 6 years. So I was like, at 6 years, I've watched you elevate. So why the fuck are you going backwards? I said, I know you have not let some guy or some butch queen come over here and in the commission of you all having sex, introduce Tina to you. Because that's how a lot of girls get strung out. A lot of girls will not the word level, but they would lower themselves for particular situation. And I went through that with her. I didn't sugarcoat shit. I cussed that hoe out and told her she needs to get her life together. My drag mother is there in Orlando right now. She put me in makeup when I was 14. I used to skip school and go over to her house and get in makeup and pantomize and all of that. I looked up to this girl. We both moved down here in the 90s and didn't know each other, hadn't seen each other since I was 16. When I moved back to Atlanta, a situation happened where we was in a hotel together, and I heard her mouth, and I was like, that sounds like my drag mom, my gay mama. And I walked around the couch and I said, excuse me, what is your name? And she told me, I said, well, child, who am I? I was so happy to see her. And she was like, I don't know who you are. I said, well, I'm your first child. And our relationship in 2013 reformed. And we've been in each other's life since then. But since then, I've noticed that her habits have taken her into some situations. And I just tell them out blunt. Listen, because I'm a crackhead. I'm a crackhead from the gods. A crackhead, street-based sex worker, stunt queen, whatever it was that I had to do to get my drug, I did it. With no problems, I did that. So I know how it feels to be in a situation and seem like you don't have no hope. I know how it feels to be in a rehab under male pronouns just because you need help. I understand all of this. So in sugarcoating anything with somebody that you know and love, that's the wrong thing to do because they don't need no hand. They don't need no pat on the back. Bitch, you know what the fuck you doing. You know you fucking up. Why am I going to sugarcoat anything to you? You're not no goddamn child. I'm not feeding you no custard and you need to have some pickles.
For me, I slightly disagree. I'm sorry, no offense, but for me, I would address it immediately, but I don't think I would try to say like, bitch, what are you doing, or why are you doing this? Because you never know what that person took to get to that point. And they can handle it different, because just like Regina was saying earlier, when she was told that, she felt offended, some type of way. So I would probably share some of my stories, like, oh girl, I'm gonna tell you now, it's not gonna get you anywhere. I said, because I have been there, and that, the whole time that I was on this, I could never possibly either get further. But yeah, I agree. I would tell them immediately, but I wouldn't, try to down them. I would try to help them as long as I can. But I don't know how long I can keep trying that now, because see, my days are over with, and I don't too much like talking to girls and stuff that are on, drugs. So, but I would at least attempt and try. But I'm never gonna try to make them feel bad, because they made me feel bad, and it made me want to do it more. So
I think you misunderstood what I meant. I didn't mean to
really.
say,
Go ahead.
it wasn't that I'm gonna make you feel bad, because even with my girlfriends, that one girl that I was telling you about, my good Judy in Atlanta, yes, I got on her ass because she's an advocate herself. It's not like we have not been there already. Whatever it is that you're going through, you've already been here and overcame that position. So yes, I'm gonna be as vocal and as direct as I possibly can. Each situation deserves evaluating before you attack. But Miss Thing, girl, if you bring it here, if you come here to me with it, then I'm gonna speak my mind. And that's one of the things that my girlfriends have a problem with, because they don't want to hear the truth. I don't have time. I don't have a cup over this face to curve my tongue. It is what it is. And sometimes people, especially my black sisters, they need to hear the truth. We didn't come from that type of lifestyle. My mother was a blunt person. My grandparents were blunt. So I didn't have that, oh, it's okay. Sean, don't do that. No, I didn't get that. I got the motherfucker, the son of a bitch. I got all of those T's. Not from my grandmother, but my mama. So that's kind of who I am, a direct person, because it works for me. It might not work for nobody else, but it works for me. Even when I'm getting information, don't sit here and sugarcoat shit. When I go to the doctor's office, don't sugarcoat nothing to me. Don't tell me you got some good news, some bad news. Just tell me the goddamn news, because I'm gonna deal with it whatever way I deal with it.
And I can understand that.
Let me say something really quick. Can we kind of tone down some of the cursing? We can be blunt and say what we say, but we don't do a lot of cursing on the panel. So could we just kind of calm that down just a little bit? Go ahead, Milan.
I'm tickled. For me, I have a tap a friend on the shoulder policy, which means, and when I say that you tap them on the shoulder alone, you know what I'm saying? You don't make you don't do it with the audience. You do it by yourself. And if it's your friend, you should already know ahead of time how your friend reacts to something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like on a friend-to-friend basis, but you still, I tap them on the shoulder. I also teach that to my girls. When you see your friend doing something, tap them on the shoulder alone. Don't make them feel less than. You know what I'm saying? Now when you get along, you break it down and you just say it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I see you going through this and I don't want this for you. What can I do to help you? You know what I'm saying? And you're either gonna get two responses: one, help me, or fuck you. You just said no cussing. But that's what it is. They're either gonna accept the help, or they're gonna, turn away from it. And sometimes they will turn away from it first, but they sometimes come back, especially if they know where you're coming from, a good place.
Mm-hmm.
But the best thing for me is to really just tap them in the shoulder and let them know my concerns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I definitely understood y'all, but I was basically saying that for the viewers, because we are thinking like, but some of the viewers may be thinking different. They're not going to understand. But okay, Colleen.
So I actually agree with everybody to a certain extent. Going back to what Natalia said, so first of all, when you're approaching somebody in that nature, and the question was when and how should you address a friend that you see taking the wrong path with drug use, the chances are they already know that they're taking the wrong path. They already know that they're probably, quote unquote, in too deep. So it's very important that for me, that you use the concept of, okay, so honesty without compassion is brutality. You know what I mean? So it's okay to be honest, but it's the method of delivery that can stand in the way of
the delivery,
the true message that you're trying to portray, friend or foe. So it's very important that, like someone else said, that you know your friend, so you know how to talk to them. And as comfortable as you are with your friend, this is just uncharted waters. So you don't want to rely on the comfort that you have with that friendship, because that comfort, you may come off too strong, you may come off too rough. They're already sensitive in a vulnerable place. So I just think that for me, I would just keep in mind that, to be compassionate to them and their situation, along with letting them know that, I might be saying this to you, but I'm also here to help you through this. Like, we can walk this road together, not you have a problem by Felicia, so that's what I got.
And we also have to remember not to try to pressure anyone, because a person is not going to get the help they really need until they are 100% ready. So we also have to remember that. But as long as they hear it and receive it, you can't be mad because they don't receive it yet, because I think all of us here have been through the same thing. And if you would have came to me years ago, I would have looked at you like, honey, I do this because I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I'm just being honest, because I told y'all before, when I did my drugs, I thought I was the richest and prettiest woman in the world. So if you're coming to me, I'm looking at you like you're a peasant. Huh, excuse me? Are you talking to me? So we also have to realize, if we do get a bad response, it's not really them, it's the drugs talking,
The denial.
And that's the reason why I said it's fine to be blunt. It's fine to be blunt. But I know with me, you weren't gonna come at me blunt, because it was not gonna end well back then. And I'm just being real with you. Back in them days, you weren't gonna come at me blunt because you knew better. That was one. Because you knew better. And the reason you knew better, because I used to display the reason not to come at me blunt every other night at club. Because I stayed knocking somebody down. So therefore, you knew we needed to have a conversation where we was by ourselves, and you knew you needed to keep it cute. So I fell out with a lot of people, baby. I fell out with a lot of people, because Milan knows I felt just like her. I'm rich, baby, my bills are paid, and you could never, is how I felt. Because, baby, you come to me for sponsorship. Baby, you take my returns back for them $20 and $30 and $40. Baby, and when I used to leave out the bank, baby, I thought I was her. You understand me? So I was unbothered by anything anybody had to say. But when people did come and talk to me the right way, it would bring pause. It would make me think about it. But we weren't gonna have no sideways conversation, because that we just knew that wouldn't, it wasn't happening. I'm just being honest. It was not happening back then. Thank God. Now we can have these conversations. Now if you see me slipping, or you see me, sliding down a slope, I want you to come at me now, because this is a whole different ball game.
Absolutely.
So that's different. But I'm saying, this is why, though, I say you really have to be careful, when you're addressing somebody. I don't care if they're your friend. You should know a little bit about your friend enough to know. Just don't, you be like, I talk to her when we get by ourselves, because you just know with people. So every situation, of course, is going to be different.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing question, Milan. That question was spot on.
It truly.
Ashanti, I want to come to you next. Ask one of your questions.
One of my questions?
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember.
No, you didn't do this. Hold on.
Okay, wait a minute. Kaleem has them. Ask one of Ashanti's questions, Kaleem.
I certainly will. If I'm not mistaken, one of Ashanti's questions were, why do Black females and gay men tend to out trans women in public?
That's a really, really good question, and I will answer. One of the main reasons I've seen personally a Black female try to out me and my gender to a male is because that male was at my life. He was at me, he was trying to talk to me, and without that female knowing, I'm very finicky when boys try to talk to me. It's not that I'm just gonna be blunt with this. I am not going to walk around telling everybody my tea. Because if I'm not going to get in a situation with you, my tea is none of your concern.
Right.
So if you're talking to me and you're trying to, whatever, the only way you're gonna get my tea from me is if I'm interested. If I take an interest to you and the things you're saying, then and only then, most of the time, I'll tell my tea. But if I just don't want to be bothered and I'm really aggravated, I'm gonna give it to you then. I'm just gonna, baby, without even a second thought.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very particular about telling my tea because what a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people say, you need to tell your tea. You should always tell your tea. Like, soon as somebody walk up to you, hi, I'm trans. No, honey, that's not, no, because you would get yourself killed telling everybody your tea. You don't know who you're talking to. You haven't a clue who you're talking to. You could be talking to a psychopath. And they come up to you and say, hey, I'm trans. You what? It has happened before. So I'm very, very finicky about the first thing I do is I assess the whole situation. I assess my surroundings and all that. Baby, if you got some messy fish standing around, baby, I get on in my car and drive out, find the cabinet, because I already know how it's gonna go down. I already know how it's gonna go down. But that's another good question.
I am a threat to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
The woman, I'm definitely a threat because she knows that man, he's gonna want me.
Mm-hmm.
That gay boy, he's gonna be so pissed off with me because he's gonna figure, okay, well, if that guy is having me, he should have me too. No, baby, they don't want your punk ass. Sorry, but they think because I'm that girl that, well, I couldn't say the other thing because I don't feel that. But anyway, they just feel a threat because they want we all want the same thing, and I'm gonna get it first.
So really it's about sex.
That's what it is. Exactly what it is.
It all boils down to sex.
Sorry?
The reason why I wrote that question is because a couple of weeks ago, last month, one of my girlfriends got killed here in Clearwater. So the family put on a memorial that Sunday. And I've lived in Clearwater since 97 to 2012 when I moved to Atlanta. I live in Tampa now, but you can consider Clearwater my home. I know everybody there. Everybody know me. They watch me go up and down throughout my transition in the whole 9 yards. So, and I've had professional relationships with a lot of people there because I worked there. I was there at the memorial thing, and I was with one of my gay friends who's feminine but masculine at the same time. Masculine looking or feminine. And that's my good Judy. Me and this bitch done rolled and did some crazy stuff together and some professional stuff together because we work together as well. The reason why I am a CNA is because of him. Anyway, so we're standing there, and prior to me leaving Florida, I worked at the nursing home with him. So I knew a couple of his coworkers who he considered to be very, very close. We're standing there and he's trying to explain to them who I am because they hadn't seen me. So he's like, you don't remember Sean? That's Miss Sean. And they're like, no, I don't know who he is. And I'm standing right there with the earshot of this shit. So I turned and I said to them, I said, listen, my pronouns are she and her, and my name is Ashanti. And I'm continuously doing what I'm doing, and the bitches were still calling me he and him. Still, my friend is still trying to make them know who I am. And they still referring to me as he. And I had to think about it. We're in the hood. This is the hood of what you would have Clearwater to be off of Greenwood. And it ain't nothing but niggas everywhere. So I'm standing there, beat like I am now, feeling my moment, just looking at people that I hadn't seen in years. And they're trying to demean me on the sly. Because it ain't nothing but men around us. And I look at my girlfriend and I said, listen, bitch, I'm finna go. I'm finna go because I'm not finna sit here and let them demean me. I already told you my pronouns are she and her. There's nothing else to be said. And I'll storm off. When I walked off, Andre comes behind me and he's like, Miss T, why did you get upset? That was a teachable moment. You were supposed to teach them. I said, did I not just tell them my pronouns are she and her? I said, did you not just tell me about 3 months ago, there was a trans working on that same job that I worked on, and she went to HR, and y'all did a sensitivity training? I said, so these females know that our pronouns are she and her. I said, but you're not understanding the fact that we're around all of these men. So they need to show their realness. They need to show that they have a pussy between their legs by demeaning me. So they don't know they advertising me, but I'm just not going to stand here and let this go down. How the hell are they calling you she and her and sister and girlfriend, and you looking like a whole dude, and I'm standing here and they calling me he and him? That's what clicked in her head. I said, you got to understand. We're in competition. They need to make sure the trade knows that I'm real and that's not. So that's where that question came from.
Okay.
Wow.
Does anybody else want to answer?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to hear what Kaleem's answer is. Like how, from a male.
So so why do Black females and gay men tend to out trans women in public? So I think a lot of it could be just because of the awkwardness they may feel within themselves. Not necessarily awkward meaning they're in the closet, or just awkward because a lot of people aren't, you have to remember that a lot of people haven't really had firsthand experiences with the transgender community or been up close and personal with, other than in passing, where they might be with their boys and they might kiki about it or laugh about it or what have you, but to be up close and personal. But I honestly think that it's just, like Natalia said, and like you said, Aja, that whole competition piece, like a gay man that likes a man that likes a transgender, it's like, whoa, what you mean? You know what I mean? What you mean? Like, what you mean? Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of it is it boils down to sex, attraction, and that feeling of self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. And now I wouldn't do that, but I used to make my husband knock them down. Because see, those were my teachable moments.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I'm standing up there with my husband, and you want to come up to me with all this extra and all that cute stuff. I had me and my husband, any man that I've ever dated, we were friends. Meaning we talk, we have pillow talk, we kiki, we caw. So they already know what's up. So when you come up with all that trying to be slick and Miss Thang and all that stuff,
oh my God.
I used to step back and he used to take them right off their feet.
You didn't even have to tell him.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to tell him. Just
Yeah.
one.
They knew. I remember this young lady called my phone and she said, hey, she said, I was calling you to tell you your husband is over here. And he came over here and he did blase squaze and bam, 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 bam. And I was, okay. So when he got home, we went from the front door all the way to the bedroom. And then we was all right after a little while. You know, we had a tour full of something in the house. And then we went to the club that night. So here she come tipping in the door. Y'all already know what happened. You told my wife that I was in your house lying. Now I know he was there. You know, I know he was there. But
Yeah, you know what? That's so crazy because when I'm out, if I'm painted or not, you know what I mean. I run across a lot of fish, and they would ask that they're trying to get my tea. They said, "Do you have implants?" I'm like, "What do you mean implants?" So you're trying to get my tea. That's the first thing I get that a lot. Yeah, do you have implants? Why? No, these are my breasts. What do you mean implants? But they're trying to get me to tell them, oh yeah, I got implants, girl. I'm transgender, this and this and that. Yeah. Yeah, fish. I don't do fish, honey. That's it.
oh, you so pretty. You so pretty.
Look at you. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
right. You do hair.
Yes.
You do hair.
Do you do makeup?
Yes, all
Your
that.
skin.
Oh my God, y'all. Stop it.
Flawless. And
That's
with
crazy.
their husband, with their man standing behind them. So yeah, great question.
And fish, hold on, let me get this. The fish be clocking their trade. Why you looking at them? Why you looking at that way? Yes, I've seen it a lot of fish cut up with their trade. What you looking over there for? Or get in front of him so she can turn and look at him in the eye to see if he's glaring at a girl.
Mhm.
Yes, all that. All that.
Did you want to say something, Milan? Okay. Go ahead
So
to the
I have,
next question, Colleen.
Yeah, I have a really good question here.
Okay.
Does being in danger, living in your truth, ever make you question your reality?
Yeah.
I can't hear you, Milan.
Read it again.
It says, does being in danger, living in your truth, ever make you question your reality? So what I got from that was, you know, me living in my truth, does it make me want to second guess my true authentic self? Like, does it make me want to cover or hide or, you know, not be forthcoming with my information regarding myself?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a no. Because I remember right when I came out, the first thing I was taught to, I was already taught by my mother, my birth mother, that you're going to have confidence because there's going to be people out there that don't like you, and you're going to have to learn how to let it just roll off your back. You know, being trans, one of the first things, forget how pretty you are, forget how much money you got, forget how many surgeries you got. The first thing you have to have is confidence and self-love, because it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And especially for me, a tall, statuette Black trans woman, you know, when I step into a room, all eyes are on me. You know, I'm 6'4", and if I'm going out, I'm gonna be in me some heels, so I'm gonna be even taller, and I'm gonna hold my head up high. And that's everywhere I go, whether I'm in a depressive state or nothing. I'm always gonna have my head high when I go somewhere, because I know someone's gonna be looking, someone's gonna hate, someone might love it, but overall, I know there might be someone in the building or in the area that's not gonna accept me or like me. And you have to have that self-love and that confidence to say, you know, bye.
Yes.
Gotta have that, you know. So for me, it's no. I don't second guess it because I already know it's there. I know the hate is there. I know hate lives, but self-love and confidence, it rules over that.
That's true.
Now, I want to answer that. For me, it doesn't make me second guess my reality. It makes me second guess telling my reality. And the reason for that is I've seen some very beautiful women that I'm looking and I'm like, I can't even get my tea. And to look on TV to see those women that were just walking down the street get beat down the street, that did something to me. It really did, because I was like, what in the world could have possibly possessed them to attack those girls like that? I mean, there was body, they were real girls. I mean, they gave, baby, I just was looking like, oh my God. Because in the beginning, I didn't know there was trans women at first. So I don't know if one of them told their tea, I don't know what happened in that situation. But the reason I say it affected me is because I used to live in the straight club. I used to live in the straight clubs. I mean, especially when I was in Tampa. I think Tampa is the hardest I've ever went being in the straight club, because it was just like every night. I didn't even go to the gay club. I went to the straight clubs, and I was in all of them. And I used to have a blast and come home with no issues. I never had an issue when I went out. And so as of late, I don't freak with them as often, and it's not because I second guess my realness or I second guess who I am. And I definitely haven't lost any confidence, but I feel that this world is changing. And I feel like there's so much evil going on in this world. So I honestly watch. That's the only thing that's changed about me. I watch where I go. I don't just go anywhere. I will still go to the straight club and still go and enjoy myself, but I will go to a club that is age appropriate. I like to go to the older but goodie club.
Yes. Yes.
And go to the, like in Tampa, I would go to the Cotton Club every now and again. But in Tampa, I used to like to be in the club with the Jets, baby, riding and twirling and twerking. But now I really watch myself. Jacksonville too. I used to love to be in 618 in Jacksonville. Baby, they used to go to fighting and shoot and everything in the club. But that did not keep me up out of there. Now, I don't go like that, because they're not only getting their target now they're killing innocent people. So it's no longer even about your teeth. If you watch the news, you see in clubs, all these people get killed and never was the intended target. And it's like over and over and over and over. So that is changed some of my reality. But no, I don't second guess who I am as a person. I'm still very confident. And I'm everywhere else. I'm in the grocery stores. I'm running errands. I'm paying bills. I don't even have a second thought when I leave my house to go take care of my business and stuff like that. But just my nightlife has changed somewhat.
And we
about you, Paige.
Because men are upset because they are attracted to us. And if they are attracted to us before they know the tea, if they find out the tea, they are upset, and don't let them have somebody with them, because then they are embarrassed. So
Yeah.
I talked to a young lady a while back. We have more problems now that we are more visual in the world than we did in the back time. That's another different reason too of the straight club, because me and Aja, we used to all hit the straight club, and they really didn't know, what I'm saying about the tea like that everybody knows now. But you really have to be careful, because men get embarrassed for being attracted to us.
When one thing for me in my reality was I was at McDonald's probably 6 months ago, or last year sometime, and Trey said, "Weren't you on TV?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Why you always on TV?" I said, "Until y'all quit killing us, honey, I'm gonna stay on TV." And in my neighborhood, everybody know my tea. It ain't no tea because they see me. They know I'm on news. They see me all the time. And I had to question that too. Like, people see me on TV. What if they come, to want to burn my house down, want to bring harm to me? And so I started watching myself. It made me look at my reality. Like, girl, you putting yourself out there. People in the neighborhood see you, and but for the most part, no, I don't look back on my reality. I don't think nothing, negative about it or nothing like that.
I've been aware of my reality since I stepped back into Tampa. So in Atlanta, what I love so much about Atlanta, Georgia, is you can see any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The trans women and the cisgender females look just alike. Okay, you can't tell the difference sometimes. I mean, from the 99s to the dragon nails to the face painted going up into I was home. Every day I would get up, take an hour and a half just to get ready to go to work. Because I know, I got to be on point, baby. I got to ride this train to be around these boys. Moving back here, I was like, oh God, I done moved back to Tampa. Tampa is a different place because it's very hot down here. So the girls down here really don't wear as much makeup as we wear in Atlanta. So I had to realize, okay, now I got to scale back. But then, no. Going to the grocery store, fine, I can do that. Go wherever I need to go, I can do that. But when I'm doing outreach, it really makes me think about my safety when I'm doing outreach. When I'm going right here, not too far from me, because I live on the north side of Tampa. When I go into those little hotels off of Bush, around Busch Gardens, the little, what we call crack hotels, where a lot of my participants are at, a lot of the girls that I do needle exchange with, on the weekends, like tonight, when I get ready to go to work, it's gonna be Black folks all out in the parking lot, hanging all over the balconies. They're gonna be everywhere, playing their music, getting drunk. Every time I ride up into these hotels, I'm conscious that somebody's gonna say something to me, okay? Or B, I'm gonna have an issue. It has gotten to the point, like a couple of weeks ago, I just gave the girl the needles and told her, call me, let me get the information from you. Because I was so nervous being around all of those dope boys. Now, when I was smoking crack and twerking for $1, baby, that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be right there up underneath them because I knew I could get me one or two of, you know what I'm saying, to get their whole stack. But it's not like that anymore. I'm more conscious of the situations I put myself in. And Miss Thing, girl, I know about the Cotton Club, okay? The Cotton Club was the hood, all right? It was Shoot 'em Up City. I think Monday or Tuesday nights.
I think confidence is key.
Go ahead.
First of all, think about it. Do you have any idea what it took me to get to the place that I am now? When I started altering my body, I was already ready to die. I put too much into me. So I don't think anyone could tell me I can't be me. And I would rather be dead. It took me a minute to get to the place I am in now. And it's no one gonna put any fear in me about me. I'm not stupid now. I can see some shit and not walk into it. But no, with me, I was already ready to die.
Well, let me make sure that I'm understood. I am very visible. I'm always out. I'm always on the forefront. I'm always in an interview. I'm always at work. My whole life has changed. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have time to be at no bars every night if I wanted to. If I wanted to be in the club, I wouldn't have time. So it's not just that I don't go to the straight club and hang out. I don't really go to no clubs and hang out. You know what I do when I go to the club? Outreach. I go to the club and I do outreach. And so I feel exactly like you, Aja, nobody's ever going to make me feel less than. No one's ever going to make me feel like I'm crazy or a psychopath. I'm very in tune with who I am as a person. And so when I changed a lot of things that I was changing about myself, I'm 49 years old. I just turned 49 years old. Okay. So my personal preference, I didn't see my mama in no club at 49 years old twerking and carrying on. So I feel like I have gotten to that, baby, I have enjoyed myself. The club don't owe me nothing. If I don't ever go back in another club again for the remainder of my life, I promise you, they don't owe me nothing. And I don't owe them anything because I have clubbed till you can't club no more. So,
I remember my motto when I used to go to the clubs. To me.
so
You know,
They talk to me.
I am truly comfortable.
and
in
she
my-
had so much confidence in them clubs, it was a shame because it was obvious trying to, she was a big man, but but
What?
that girl was, I mean, she had all the pride, she walked her head up high, like,
Wow.
you know, but I understood.
So
Bob is wearing me thin.
Lord forgive us.
so I
Go
have
ahead, Lee.
I have a question. And you know what, Ashanti, I want you to answer this because of your area of advocacy, or with the needle exchange. So why do you think, and this, I believe Natalia posed this question, and I really wanted to spend more time talking in this area because it is very serious and it is rising. But I wanted to ask you, why do you think that overdoses are at an all-time high here in America?
As far as me, I think that there's not enough programs here. There's not enough awareness. There's not enough opioid awareness surrounding the overdoses. There's not enough information out there for people. Like just recently, we had a batch of drugs that came through this area, the Tampa Bay area, that was laced with fentanyl. So one of the things that I do, as well as pass out the needles, I pass out Narcan, and I had to up the numbers of Narcan that I give out because a lot of my participants were ODing, and it is because of lack of mental health, lack of a lot of things. Like I said to you before, a lot of the people that I am servicing live in motels. So all of that ties into one.
Yeah. So I'd like to take advantage of answering this question as well. And then Regina, if you could follow me. So I think a lot of the overdoses are, honestly, I think it's because that, like you said earlier, this is a new generation, and they're putting everything and anything in these drugs, and I think that plays a major part in why people are ODing, instead of, getting high and then, sleeping it off or getting high. That fentanyl is really killing people. And just based off of what I've seen in the area that I exercise my giving back to the community in, I lost 4 friends in the past 2 months just from overdosing. A lot of what I think is contributing to the high levels of overdosing is people go to treatment for 6 months because they want to get clean, and then they come out and try to use the same amount that they used before they went into treatment. The same with going to jail. They, get locked up doing a certain amount, and when they get out, the first one's always free, no matter where you are. You go to any dope boy, they ain't seen you in a while. The first one's always free. They want to get you started, and you take the same amount that you were taking before you were arrested. 6 months is a long time. 1 month is a long time from keeping your body from that substance. So you put your body in a shock. And I think that that's why a lot of people are dying at an all-time rate as well.
I don't know. I don't know what the treatment is for fentanyl usage, and I have to look that up. And I'm thank you for giving me that. But I know that methadone for the people that are going into treatment for heroin and crystal meth, methadone is the treatment that they give you.
And Suboxone.
Methadone is also a drug. You just going from one drug to the other. And it's this program right here is very, very messed up. Very, very messed up, y'all. You go in for treatment, they put you on methadone, and they might start you out with a small dosage to keep you compliant. But then they keep upping and upping and upping your dosages. So now you're not on heroin, but you're on a synthetic version of it, sort of.
And it's worse.
And it's worse. Yes, it's legal.
Yep. Yep.
And they also it's not like they're trying to heal you completely, because they're not trying to heal you. If they put you on methadone, they should be decreasing the dosages until you're completely out of it. You know, it's out of your body. They're increasing the dosages to keep you coming back to the methadone clinic so they can constantly get paid by the government, because that's what this is all about. This is the big thing.
Absolutely. And in my addiction, there was a methadone clinic in the Riverside area of Jacksonville, and they would be closed on the weekends, so they would give them a weekend supply. Would have to have a lockbox. And I remember seeing people would take their weekend bottles, because you have to take it at the window, and they supposedly make sure you swallow it or whatever, and they would spit it back out into the cup and then sell it, and people would buy it. So it's just as significant as heroin and fentanyl and all of those other things. Like, it's actually worse, if you ask me. But Natalia, what would your answer to that question be? What do you think plays a major part in?
My answer for the major part of it that I see, when I was addicted, when I was like living in my addiction, as far as like every day drinking, I had to have it. I was doing one drug. I was doing coke. That was my drug of choice. Nowadays, people are doing a little bit of everything. They're doing crystal meth, they're smoking weed, they're putting the drugs in the weed, they're doing crack. I mean, they're doing whatever it is that you give them to get high. It's just like anything. Baby, I need to get high. It's just whatever. And see, that's something that's changed. Because back when I was getting high, all my friends did their one drug, and that's just was that. Now it's just people are doing a plethora of everything.
Yeah.
And then you got liquor in the mix. A lot of people don't know liquor is a drug.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol is a drug.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm always saying I am a drug addict. That's why I always say I'm a drug addict, because I still have me a cocktail here and there. But I don't make no excuses for anything that I do. That's one thing I don't do. I don't make an excuse for what I do. But I'm responsible. I used to be irresponsible. I'm responsible, and I know when to go sit down somewhere. But the thing about what's causing the overdoses, the fentanyl, just like everybody said, basically, the fentanyl is being put in drugs to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming over. That's the reason. Right. That's the reason.
And a lot of the drugs now, they not like they was, honey, when I was tooting heroin, and they're doing crack. It's all the shit stepped on now. It's not nothing pure. So they're trying to reach a certain level of getting high. If Miss Crystal Meth don't do it, let me go to this drug over here. So they're trying to reach a, level up high. And that's why a lot of people overdosing on drugs, honey.
Do you think for 1 second that a dope boy gives a damn about
Hell
you?
no.
That all they want is your money, so they will put anything in a bag and sell it to you.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Because there are some dope boys that's been around for years that specializes in their product. It's these younger dudes that don't give a damn. It's these younger dudes that need their grandchildren, the nephews that don't give a damn. The OGs that was here in the 90s, they care about their product because they realize that product can come back on them. A lot of them young boys, a lot of them just got arrested. There's a guy that just got arrested for selling cocaine with fentanyl in it.
I saw that.
So yes, they're starting to realize now that they can't be selling anything. They need to test this damn drug. Fentanyl by itself is very cheap and it's very dangerous. I think it comes in little micro dosages because all you need is a little, like a pinch, not even a pinch, less than a pinch. That's all you need. Anything greater than is going to knock you out.
A lot of people don't know what fentanyl is. Fentanyl is a pain medication that's given to critically ill patients, like people with cancer. You know what I mean? That's on hospice. That's what fentanyl's for, extreme pain. And it's to make you comfortable. It's to sedate you. But, and you're right. I guess there are some out there that actually do have a sense of morale, if you will, in the drug game. But at the same time, but they don't know where they're getting it from. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just, maybe that's just something I tell myself to keep from, even playing with the idea of getting high again. But, the bottom line is drugs are bad. But so
I want to just tell you guys, I have thoroughly enjoyed this panel, and we're going to actually have to make this a part 2 because we're not even finished with the questions.
We're really not.
And this panel has been amazing because we've been able to talk about a plethora of subjects, and and it's important to talk about each and every subject we've talked about tonight. So we already have our topic for next month. It's going to be the second part of What's on Your Mind. It'll be round 2 because we definitely want to come back and expound on the rest of the questions and, give answers. I wanted to look and see where we asked any questions in the audience. I thank you all for tuning in on Juneteenth weekend. I hope you all are safe out there this weekend. Whatever you do, don't do too much of it.
Right.
Very good discussion. Basically, everyone said very good discussion. Everybody was definitely on board with the discussion. So we just got a lot of really good discussions.
Can I say it was a pleasure meeting you, Aja, Mulan, and what's her name? The other lady?
Ashanti.
Ashanti. It was a pleasure meeting all of you ladies.
It's a pleasure meeting you, Paige.
Thank you so much.
We will see you later.
So I
next month as well.
Hi, babe.
We're gonna see you next month as well. So
are you on Facebook? Aja and all you ladies, y'all find me, honey.
I will.
Okay.
Paige Mahogany Parks.
Thank you, Regina. I love you, sis. I can't wait for Sunday, honey.
I love you all, and I will see you all next month.
Love you. See you Sunday.
Bye, love.